If you have been using Claude for a while, you have done this. You open a new chat, your price list, how you write, who your customer is every single time. Easy like having an assistant and retrain it every day. There is a feature that can fix this and almost nobody's using it. Now, I set this up every week for my business and for people I help. So I'm going to show you the exact steps to do so. I'm going to show you how to build one in 4 simple steps. The second you open it, Claude already knows your whole world. And stick around to the end because this little trick, it makes the whole thing run by itself. Let's do it. So what is project? I'll keep it dead simple. A normal chat is grabbing someone off the street and explaining the whole process before they can get started. A project is like giving your assistant a desk for one job. On that desk, there is all the information that they need. How you talk, the business name, the way you interact with people, literally how to do the job. You just sit them down, they go through that and they already know what to do. They will never ask you who the customer is. This is literally project. It's one room, one desk that will do the job over and over and over again. Before we build one, worth mentioning is on a free plan, you can do maximum 5 projects. This is a lot to start with, so use them for the things that actually help you, not some random one-off things. All right, let's build one. So you click on the project, which is just on the left-hand side in the bar here, just over here. You click on it, and then you have the new project. You click on the new project. Here is the name of the project. What I recommend is you name it something useful that you know and remember. Now let's name this one the client email and quote, and then add a little description. Basically, that will be for your reference or for your colleagues if you're gonna share this. Click on create project. Now the one thing we need to do is to fill it up with information. So the way we do this is very simple. We go down here to files, add files, and then you upload the files that you want. You add instructions. The instructions are over here. So let's add some files in there. I can show you how it works. So you click in here, upload from device, go to the folder that you have your documents under, add them in there or add them one by one if you have them in separate places. What you actually need to add, some past emails, the pricing, locations and stuff like that. Past experience, whatever information is relevant to your work, you just paste it in there and then it will all make sense after. So if you want this to handle customers or emails, you make sure you give the proper information and the context exactly like you will train someone new to run and represent your business. Now, I know some of you, what you're thinking is like, Valentino, is this actually safe to put it in there? First, it's a good question and I'll be straight with you. It's a private workspace, so only you can see what is in there. And then second, nothing from here will go anywhere unless you give the approval. So treat it like your private office. The question is AI safe to pass confidential information? For example, if you are doing this from a bank and then you paste in the confidential information from the bank, I wouldn't do it without checking and double checking that I need to make sure that the information is not shared, because you don't want to share your server details and stuff like that. If you are working in a place where you have high-end confidentiality, I would check with the higher managers. Now we will add the instructions, so we just click on the instructions. I have prepared some instructions for this video. When I do this, I try to keep it as simple as possible, and then you will adjust it as you go based on the outputs. If the outputs are not the way you want, you need to make sure you adjust it so it will come clean, professional, friendly, and as accurate as possible. So as a note for this, you need to set it up only once. You just adjust it when you need. So you need updates, you add more files, you update the instructions. It's as simple as that. Now that we have it set up, let's put it to test. We're gonna ask a few questions and see what comes up. I'll try to be lazy in purpose. So I just typed, write me a code for a weekly office clean, 3 days a week, small office. So just go. Then at the top, you can see now he's using the project. This is the project, the client email and quotes at the top, and then the weekly office cleaning code. So that's the name of this chat. Your code for weekly clean, great to connect. Here is the code for the office clean, a small. So this is information that he got from the files that we added in there. And then he signed with the Valentino. That is amazing. Now, to see the difference, let's ask to a fresh chat the same question. As you can see, it doesn't have the information, the required information to actually do that for me. How good is that? I know you like it. Now, a quick favor I want to ask you before we jump off. If you actually learn something from this, please hit that subscribe button. Very simple AI for regular people and for small businesses to grow and employ more people like you. I know you don't want to miss the next one, so just hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Now, let's get back to it. Now, a lot of people get this confused. The memory and the projects are very different. The memory is the general stuff. So this is the memory from the fresh chat that we actually did now, and then it had no information about it. That's added to the memory. The projects are on their own. It's that room and that desk that you personally give, and then the only thing he knows and he does is that one specific thing. So that's why it's good, because you can actually make it focus on one thing alone, and it will do it at its best. Memory is the one that it will remember what coffee you like, the things that you do every day in the chats, all the random chats that you have, the people you hate as well. I will remember that. So don't say anything bad about someone and then say, hey, I'll show you something. And then you will remember, oh, is that Jeff that you said you don't like? I know it's probably not even funny. So one more thing that a lot of people trip over is that the project does not communicate in between the chats. The project communicates with the instructions and with the files, not in between chats. So if you open new chats, you will read just the instruction, not the other chats as well. Remember that. It's very important. Then you say, oh, my AI is tripping. No, you are tripping because you don't listen. So make sure you listen, make a note. The chats are not communicating in the project. But if there is anything that you want to remember in that project, you add it to the knowledge base. Do not assume anything like you don't want the AI to assume. So make sure you do the proper steps. You go into the project, you click on the project, you check the instructions and the files. You can copy and paste text. So you just paste the text in here. So if you want to remember something, just copy that and paste it in here. Write the name of it so you will refer to it. Write a meaningful, very important notes, for example, important notes about, email not to, or something like that. Now, a few tricks to make this more amazing than it already is. Here is it. So you click in here on these three dots in the project. You click on a star, you start it, and then you're gonna find it straight in here. So you don't have to look for it. So whatever project important you have, you just put it in here. Bang. And then you have straight access to it. Now the second one, do this. Read how I write in these emails and write me the project instruction to sound like me. This is it. Just copy this or just type it. And then this will write the instruction for itself. And then from here, you just add and change whatever you want to change the lines, add things to it. This doesn't have to include the pricing and all that stuff. So this is just the instruction where to look and how to look and how to talk, how to write, to take your job. Not to take your job, to make you more productive. Now, the second one, it's a bit awkward if you ask it to ask you questions, but this is very valuable because it will get the right information from you. If you have a pattern that you need to follow when you do quoting, when I say new code, ask me the size, how many days of the week, and start with the day before you write the code. That's very important because you don't want the code just from the belly or a mock-up information, and then you send the wrong code to the customer. So save the instructions, and then we write new when they're looking to start. This is very simple, very efficient way to actually use AI. Now, very important is the third one, keep filling up the cabinet to give more information over time. Whenever something goes wrong, you fix it, you make sure you update the files. You better have 5-6 good ones than 100 bad ones. But when something goes wrong, try and fix it right there on the spot and update it as you go so you have fresh memory. And then one thing to do is when you do something good or something bad that you can use as an example in a normal chat, let's say this is a good example. So what you need to do is just click on these 3 stars here on the chat and then add to project. And then you choose the project and it will be added to the project. And then you can use it in there. And then you already have it starred here on the left hand side. So it's easy to access it. And then we'll be using the same instructions and same document discipline. Please do not forget, save the good version. whatever is good, just copy it. So say, oh, this is a good version. So you copy this or copy the entire chat. I recommend you just copy the email, go to the project, go back to the files, add text document, and just paste in the email here. So good version 1, good version 2, bad version. So like that, you create an ultimate weapon that can be used for customer interactions without you babysitting. He already knows, he has the context, he have access to your email, and so on. This is not magic. You just preload your information in there and we'll just do the job. We'll do exactly your job, but we'll do it faster and more efficient. You are still the boss, you are still in charge, you manage it. As soon as you do it properly once, you don't need to touch it again. So you just keep going and going. Just remember, for the free tier, you have only 5 projects. Always update the project with the new accurate information. This is the project. You don't need to repeat yourself over and over again. You don't need to send the same information every time you start a chat and then you want proper information. This is built for specifically one job alone. So use this one just for emails, create one just for invoicing, create one just for do this one thing today, and then you will be already 99% ahead of the people who actually copy paste every time in a new chat the same stuff over and over again. Keep learning, and I'll see you next time.